Hi, it's Tash from Foxes and Brown Bears Tarot, and today is day 8 of Ethony's 31 Days of Tarot, and it focuses on the top 5 decks on your wish list. So, I don't actually have a lot of decks on my wish list because I tend to. I'm a lot pickier now with my decks, and I either love it, in which case I will budget for it and buy it. Or I'll say, yeah, I don't think I want it right now. And I actually just put it aside and just go, well, I probably won't buy it. If I don't need it right now and I'm not going to find the ability to buy it now, then it's probably not top of my list. And it's not something that I need. And so being super careful, super frugal on decks at the moment. However, I do have 3 decks that are out of print that I would love, but I'm unwilling to pay big money for. So I'm really hoping they come back into print somehow. And then I have a deck that's still in print that I haven't bought it. Mainly because I've got other decks that probably fit that style, but I'm still really like it. And to be honest, if it was a bit cheaper, I probably would buy it. And then there's a deck that's coming out next year, which is definitely on my wish list. And then I've got a book that I've added at the end as well, just because it's kind of deck related. So anyway, all right. So the very top of my wish list, and I pine for this deck, is the Bohemian Gothic Tarot by Baba Studios. I want this deck, and fingers crossed that it's going to get reprinted before they stop producing tarot decks, because I don't have any Baba Studio decks, and that's my favorite, and I really want it. I love the coloration of it. It just looks so beautiful. Second deck that's on my wish list, and I really want it, is the Fairy Tale Tarot by Lisa Hunt. This is gorgeous. I have seen that it is available still in Spanish, but it's still really expensive to get in Australia, and I'm not willing to spend that money for a Spanish deck, especially since I don't speak Spanish. I've heard that it's potentially going to be reprinted in German, which I'd be kind of keen with because I have studied a bit of German and it'll be kind of cool. So I am willing to buy it in German, but I'm really kind of hoping it comes out in English again for a reasonable price. Third deck on my wish list is the Lord of the Rings Tarot. I'm obsessed with Lord of the Rings, and it's crazy expensive out of print deck. And to be honest, there's a few cards that don't really fit my conception, and so I'm unwilling to pay for the money at the moment. Pay that amount of money at the moment for that deck. So ideally, I'd really like a new Lord of the Rings deck to come out, but we'll see. The other one is the Mons Tarot by Joanna Nelson, and I love this, and I keep looking at it, but it is a very expensive deck, and by the time I get it mailed to Australia, it's going to cost an enormous amount of money, and I still haven't justified my need for it. For the money that it's going to cost me. And so at the moment, just going to sit there on my wish list, and I'll keep an eye out. The final deck on my wish list is coming out next year. It's going to be released in October 2021, which is my birthday month, so coincidence. And this is the Runic Tarot by Los Scarabeo, and I'm super excited about this one. I love the art style, absolutely like it, and I love Norse mythology, and so yeah, that's top of my list at the moment with regard to new releases for 2021. And then finally, just as a little extra, there's a guidebook that is on my wish list, and that's the expanded guidebook that used to come with the Ancestral Path Tarot by Julie Couture Watts. And I have bought the new edition of the deck, but the guidebook does not explain the symbology behind all the cards. And I actually find that I haven't been using my deck a lot because of that, because I don't really see the story behind most of the cards, and I'm dying for that book, but it's so expensive because it's out of print. And so fingers crossed it will come up at a reasonable price, because I actually think that's going to open up the deck for me. But anyway, they're my top 5 decks plus 1 guidebook on my wish list at the moment. Catch you tomorrow.